Do any of you remember Kirby Triple Deluxe? You know, that 3DS game from 11 years ago. Wow, really did not feel like that long ago. But anyways, if you remember that game, do you remember one of the sub-games from it? There were two. One was DDD's Drum Dash, but that's not the one that we're here to talk about today. No. We're going to talk about the other one, Kirby Fighters. Part 1, Beginnings. To look at where this minigame came from, we go back to the 3DS. There were actually two versions of Kirby Fighters on the 3DS. Kirby Fighters and Kirby Fighters Deluxe. As I previously said, the very first version was included with Triple Deluxe, in which you could play as 10 different abilities for Kirby, being Sword, Cutter, Beam, Parasol, Hammer, Bomb, Whip, Archer, Fighter, and lastly Ninja. There were also 4 different difficulty settings on the game, being Easy, Normal, Hard, and Very Hard. The loop of gameplay is pretty simple, with you selecting an ability and then a difficulty. Then you fight through a series of 6 matches and then a boss fight at the end. You fight Dark Kirby as a boss. Wasn't much, but it didn't really have to be because it was just a side game, part of a really good game anyways, and it was free, so can't really complain about much. Part 2, Kirby Fighters Deluxe. All 4 of the side games in Triple Deluxe and Kirby Planet Robot got standalone games from the Nintendo eShop. Kirby Fighters was one of these games included with that. This game is just called Kirby Fighters Deluxe. The game costed about $10, and it was only available on the Nintendo eShop, only digitally. The game had the same 10 abilities from the original one included in Kirby Triple Deluxe, but if the game detected a Kirby Triple Deluxe save file, you would also unlock the Beetle and the Bell abilities to use in any of the game. This time around, there's a new mechanic in the form of ghosts. Essentially, when you die, after a short amount of time, with your teammates still being alive, you can turn into a ghost, which you can attack the other Kirby that you're versing, and eventually you'll get revived. There are also costumes for the various abilities, which adds an unlockable to the game to encourage players to continue with it. The gameplay loop isn't much different this time around, but instead of 7 levels with 1 boss at the end, it's 10 battles with the boss at level 5 and 10. Overall, this game did feel a little disappointing. Online multiplayer was added, but 3DS servers are down, so it doesn't really work anymore, so can't say much. I don't think there was enough new content added to justify the price, and you'd probably be fine to play the original game and have just as much fun as with this one. Part 3, Kirby Fighters 2. This game is a huge jump in quality from the last 2 games. Let's start with the new abilities. For the new abilities, we have Staff, Artist, Yo-Yo, Wrestler, and Water. However, that's not all this game added. This game also had 5 different characters that weren't Kirby that you could play as. Characters being Bandana Waddle Dee, Gooey, King DDD, Meta Knight, and Megalore, which makes me very, very happy. I love Megalore. This time around, there's a story mode in which there are 5 chapters, where each time there are longer streaks of battles going from 5 floors to 10 floors to 20 to 30. Each time ending with a boss fight between Meta Knight and King DDD. There are also roguelike elements, with after every fight choosing between an item that boosts certain things, be it your stats or your buddy's skill or healing. There are many unlockables in costumes and characters to keep you coming back for this game, far more than the other games, as well as this game runs very well at 60 FPS. This game was very fun to play through, and for $20, I would heavily recommend it to anybody who wants a fun roguelike experience, as well as just a fun game in general. Part 4, Future. The possibility of a new Kirby Fighters game on the Switch 2 is high, either a new standalone game or maybe a new Triple Deluxe remake, which could definitely include a new version of the original game included with the original Kirby Triple Deluxe. This series of games are always fun to come back to. I've found myself coming back to them over the years. But in specific, the Switch version was an amazing game. Just so fun to play through with all the different characters and so much to come back and do. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and if you did, a like and maybe subscribe would be wonderful. I would love to take suggestions on what you want to see, so don't be shy about leaving a comment. And have a great day, afternoon, morning, whatever it is for you.